What about, of course, I got to ask about the possibility that you hear Conor, although he's going to have to defend the title there, or does he fight at lightweight against Eddie Alvarez? Or
I was going to ask that too.
Yeah, so here's the situation that I'm in. You know, Conor was talking to me about fighting Eddie Alvarez. My plan was always for Eddie Alvarez to fight Khabib. You know, Khabib is the #1 contender. You know, it's his shot. He's Matt, you know how hard you fucking work to get there.
Oh, hell yeah.
Fucking right in front of you, you know, and then to get stepped over, it's disheartening, and it's not fair.
Right.
And he's unbeaten. The guy's
10-0, I think. Am I wrong with that?
What is he, Chris, the producer?
I can look it up. I'm not exactly sure, but he is undefeated, yeah.
Nice. We know that shit, Chris, the producer.
I know. So we're looking at German porn.
You get up the fucking porn sites for doing a show.
Yeah, we're trying to do this. We hear toilet flush sounds.
Yeah, but that guy's a maniac. No, I mean, he's been beating everybody, and I know he's had some injuries in the past. Khabib.
Exactly, which got in the way of him getting shots.
Yeah.
And, you know, so it's pretty frustrating for him. Then you know, Conor fought Diaz.
Yeah.
They fought twice.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do the second fight. Conor wanted to do the second fight bad. How do I say no to the guy? The guy steps up and fucking fights everybody on short notice. So we give him the fight again. And in the meanwhile, the 145-pound division is in limbo.
It is in limbo.
Yeah, because then you got Jose Aldo saying, I ain't fighting anybody but Conor. Conor is my next fight. You know.
Well, I'd want to see that. I mean, listen,
Yeah, me
not for
too.
nothing. For Jose to beat Frankie Edgar, I mean, and you know the way he beat him,
He looked good.
He looked really good, and he looked. The difference is he was very patient. Like he was very patient with, and compared to him wanting to kill Conor and maybe being a little out of character the way he charged him. I would like to see the way he approaches that second fight.
We talked about Uriah Hall doing the same thing. All that emotion gets, and you just kind of run in and do something a little irrational. It just seems like he was so pissed off. Because didn't before the weigh-in, didn't Jose do something like he got into a karate stance to be? And that's not his way.
Right.
He's not a shit talker.
No, there was a lot of bad blood and hard feelings between those two, man. When I went on that tour with him, it was ridiculous. You know, he said, you better make sure that motherfucker doesn't touch me on this thing. And then all Conor wanted to do was touch him. You know what I mean? So it was
It's pretty
every
funny.
day when I got out of bed, man, I was like, oh, God, today's going to be nuts.
So does he want another shot at beating Jose again, or does he feel he has nothing to prove?
I don't know. You know, he might be in one of those situations where it's like, I knocked this guy. This guy's the greatest, you know, ever in that division. I knocked him out in 13 seconds.
Right.
So
you don't know exactly what he's going to do yet. You're not sure.
well, it's not about what he's going to do.
Or you guys are
It's
going to do
about
with him, yeah.
What do I think is fair? You know,
Right.
What do I think is fair? Plus, Conor hurt his foot. And the doctor said he needs to stay off it for a while. But Conor's like, I know my body better than anybody does, and he does. He's one of those guys. So
I had tremendous respect for him winning that fight on a decision. Like I would have lost a lot of money if I had to guess that he was going to win on decision. I don't think anybody saw that coming. That the deeper into the fight they went, the fact that he was still going to be able to stand there with Nate Diaz.
5 rounds, yeah. Nate weighed 190 pounds. Conor weighed 168.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I thought it was amazing that he got back in that fight in the 4th round, because after that 3rd round,
He looked done.
I thought he
Yeah.
was done.
Let me tell you what, that fight is one of the sickest fights you will ever see. It had everything you could ever want in a fight. Both guys just digging deep and dogging it out. And, you know, I did Sports Illustrated this morning. They asked me, you know, what's the best fight I've seen? And I said, fuck, I've seen so many fights over the last 16 years. But I'm sitting there and, you know, you're trying to run through your fucking fight Rolodex in your brain. And how does
pops up?
Conor Diaz not one of the greatest fights you've ever seen? Conor Diaz too. You know?
Yeah.
1-2 because of the
you know the way that, because in both fights there's a turn of a tide.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And that's what's so exciting. And at both fights, well, it seems like it could end in any moment for the other guy, and then it switches around. That's what you're in it for.
The back.
That's
and
what I mean.
forth.
That's where literally I'm at home, out of my seat, I'm jumping around. I mean, that's so exciting. But again, the 145-pound division is just held up until he gets back down there, and I wonder how that weight cut's going to be for him now that he's been walking around at a heavier weight for so long. I mean, he's going to have to get something to get started way out. As far as losing weight, trust me, man. I used to take 3 months to get back down. That's the 170.
How much would you put on?
Pathetic. I'd be a fat guy sometimes.
Oh, cut it out, Matt. You look good. How much would you put on?
Oh, I don't know. It's Dana. He'd fucking goof on me.
yeah.
Dana. Hey, listen, you want to hear about bad jokes? He'd use the same one every time I seen him. He'd be like, oh, you look like you ate Matt Serra. Like, all right, Dana. Every time I see him.
But that's when that joke was actually good.
Yeah, no, it was good because I did look like I ate myself.
That's a damn good joke, actually. That's
It's not bad.
Oh,
Like,
I got props.
Yes.
Look at this.
Even if you weren't the boss, I would still enjoy that one. The fact that you're the boss doesn't hurt, but even if you weren't, I would enjoy that one.
Fucking worms looking for a fucking raise. I love you, Jay.
And what about also before I have to do this? Not that I have to. I eagerly look forward to doing this, Reed.
Dude,
but before, what about Rumble Johnson? Is he fighting Cormier next? I mean, or what's happening?
I don't know. We got to see what happens with John Jones.
In
a perfect world, I want John Jones versus Anthony Johnson.
Ooh, yeah.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
For the interim title. Then the winner of that fight faces Cormier to see who the champ is.
Wow. Now, the interim title would just be... is Cormier hurt or no?
Jones has the interim title.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's Jones, Cormier's champion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to see that fight. Is there any progress? Because he came online and he put on a video and he said things are looking good and it's kind of stalled.
I honestly don't know what's going on. He still needs to go before the Nevada State Athletic Commission. So...
But it is possible that he's not going to be out for 2 years. That's a possibility.
It is.
Okay.
Khabib is 7-0 right now in the UFC. And
Why did I think 10-0? Was I mixing him up with?
Well, I mean, he's 23-0 overall.
Oh,
so
okay.
Right. He's a freaking stud.
All right, so I'm not stupid. I just made an understandable error.
Yeah, of course. Hey, did you check out that Spicely fight versus Santos, Thiago Santos? Holy shit, man!
Nasty, huh?
You know, I
awesome.
was nuts over that.
I bet you were.
Oh.
What about oh God, what's his name? Eric Silva.
Which one?
So when
that was a prelim, right?
He backs up and takes his back.
Oh, Eric Silva. He was a way prelim, right? The fuck, man?
Eric
I
Silva.
missed that one. Tell me what happened.
So you know how you're in a scramble and the guy's like trying to grab your feet to pull you back to the ground, and you like try to rip away, and you're like he's behind you and you're running in the opposite direction of him.
Yeah.
He looked back and he grabbed his foot, so he just started walking backwards and stepped over him and took his back.
Oh yeah,
and sunk in a choke and choked him out.
Was that on Fight Pass?
It was awesome.
Was that on?
No, it was on. It was on Fox.
Yeah,
Sports
I got
1,
that on tape. Then I'm gonna watch that.
Yeah, I only watched the main and the co-main because I was in. Where the fuck was I? I was away and I was having bad reception in my stupid hotel.
Eric Silva, man, when he shows up, man,
he's coming right here and he's trying to grab.
Yeah.
He's back here. He saw that he was down there on his hands and knees, like going for his foot, and he steps right over him like this, puts his hooks in, takes his back, and chokes him.
How long did that fight go?
It was pretty sweet.
It was a long fight.
It was either the first round or the second round.
He's explosive, Eric Silva.
Well, Eric Silva
He's
was
always
really
fun to
promising
fight.
at one time, you know?
I know.
And he started fighting some tough dudes, and he lost a couple
fell
of big
off a
fights.
little. Yeah. At one point, he was like, yo, explosive and this and that.
He was supposed to be the next guy.
And then he had some, maybe he's getting his legs back now. Because that was fun. And again, the Spicely. Fucking Jimmy just always has to deal with me. That was a great fight, man. It was a great fight. I mean that because that guy was a stud, man. The other guy, and that's a big upset. You know what I mean? Jiu-jitsu wise, you know what I'm talking about? You watch that one or you didn't see that one?
No, I only watched 2 fights.
You missed that one.
No, because I can't remember where I was this weekend. I fucking lost my. I was in Toronto. I was in Toronto in my hotel. I was having problems with the stupid reception.
I love Toronto.
I like it. Yeah.
Looking for a fight, Toronto.
Yeah, I want to go somewhere further. I mean,
Toronto is a great city.
It's like a cleaner New York where everybody's nice.
Yeah, I know.
Everybody's so nice.
I know.
Why don't you like that?
Yeah, it's not my people.
No,
I like Boston. Boston is where I go. Yeah,
I like Boston.
Yeah.
Want to do a Boston one?
Yeah. Although I want to go overseas. Dana's trying to get me somewhere close. We'll put you on a train. You go right up.
Boston.
I know what Dana's doing. Jersey, Jim, they're your people.
Let's do the New York looking for a fight.
Yeah, I'll just have to show up. Oh, fuck.
That's fucking great. Yeah, Boston, Thailand, same thing. Whatever you want.
So you want to go out of the country?
No, if it makes sense. I want to go somewhere fun. But I think it's such a...
Of course it makes sense.
Yeah, wherever it does. I want to go wherever you want. Wherever you want me, I'll go. You know that.
All right.
I'm happy
you're gonna have to be a part of it, though. You're gonna have to do shit.
Oh, I'm really bad at that stuff.
Well, here's the good part. We won't ride bulls. We won't get tased.
We're not doing stand-up comedy because you'll fucking...
Yeah, we're not doing stand-up comedy, thank God.
And I wanted to switch gears, too, because I also wanted to... I've been listening to... I thought Dominic Cruz did an amazing job as a color commentator. Good. He is fucking great.
He's very good. He is... super knowledgeable, and I think that his work on Fox has gotten him obviously comfortable on camera and speaking, and he is very Rogan-esque in that he can start breaking down what's happening while it's happening. Matt's actually good at that too.
Yep.
Matt, I don't know about if Matt would ever want to do that job. I don't know if that's kind of Matt's thing. But when we're looking for a fight and Matt is breaking down what's going on while it's happening, he'll say, watch what's going to happen here, and he usually calls what's happening before it happens. It's a talent. It's really, he's a talented speaker anyway, Sarah. And I think that that Dominic is there now too. I think the Fox deal has really helped him out.
Yeah, because I find it really interesting listening to him. Like, he knows what he's talking about. He does it without emotion. He's just kind of telling you this is what's going to happen and this is what he's trying to do. And he seems to be right most of the time. Now, TJ called him out. And I know that does, people in UFC do hear that when someone calls someone out. And you guys see if it has any value. Who do you see Cruz fighting next?
Yeah, we're looking at either, obviously, TJ Dillashaw or Cody Garbrandt.
Yeah, Cody's, that guy's in the wings right there waiting. Did you hear what TJ said about making a $100,000 bet?
Yes, I did.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
this makes it a little spicy. He's like, I got 100. I'll throw 100 G's on myself. He's like,
It seems like that
you want a money fight. Here's your money fight. He's telling him. So I don't know. I mean, they had a good fight the first time.
Very good fight.
Very good fight. Very technical. I mean, holy shit. They were all over the place.
Dillashaw's a stud, man. I love that kid. He's a killer too. He comes in,
no, he does.
Throws everything with bad intentions, and tries to put you away. And Dominic is, for Dominic to come back from all the injuries and the layoff and look like he looked that night, unbelievable.
Yeah, but Cody's also Cody Garbrandt. You can't. Maybe he's next.
That's the thing. He's a fucking beast. And Dillashaw was saying, man, don't let me get fucking stepped over by somebody who hasn't. I said, dude, this guy has been fucking killing people. You know what I mean? To say that he doesn't deserve this shot is crazy too.
Especially what he just did to Almeida.
Exactly.
He fucking laid
undefeated.
21-0, I think, right?
Yep. 22-0.
22-0. Okay, so we don't know what's going to happen with that. How about tonight? I want to add Mickey Gall back to Mickey Gall, who I really like. Called out Sage. Do you see?
That's interesting.
Yeah.
What do you think of that? Two guys from Dana White looking for a fight.
Is that a show that you're on?
Oh, shit, yeah. On YouTube. Check that out, people.